Trust your day is going according to plan. Trust you're winning. Trust your day was great. I, as you can see, I'm at the office, so I want to quickly touch base and have a quick conversation, as we normally do most of the time, right? We've been having a great series so far. So if you've not joined our series, kindly hit the subscribe button so that you can join our series and you know when we go live and you participate in our live, all right? We've been having a great time on the series, and the series is all about before it's too late. But right now, we're not talking about the series this afternoon. We're talking about something else. We're talking about something else. So I hear this a lot, and as someone that works with people, I want to talk about it from my perspective. Like I always say with all these talks, I'm not an authority on this, so you can always say, "Hey, Matt, that is wrong." We can always fine tune and come to an agreement. All right. Focus trumps ambition. That's what I want to talk about this afternoon. Focus trumps ambition. And I'll put a subtopic like why trying to do everything at once keep you stuck. Why trying to do everything at once keep you stuck? So please let us know where you are joining from once you join us so that we can alert you. Thank you so much. Focus trumps ambition. Why trying to do everything at once keeps you stuck? That is what we'll be talking about today. Please join, and once you join, kind of like this and share it. Remember, you're not lazy. I've been saying this for quite some time now. You're not lazy. You're split. You see, you're trying to do. I just want to be real today, right, friends? I want to be very real today. This is a brother to brother conversation or brother to sister conversation. I want to be very real. Some of you are not tired because you're lazy. You're tired because you're split. You're tired because your attention is needed in so many places. So for you, focus is on the last rung of the ladder. You're tired because you're split. All right? You've been trying to become 5 different versions of yourself all at once. And you kept calling it ambition. You're trying to do 10 things at the same time and you keep calling it ambition. But I'm going to say something that might sting your pride a little bit. So I'm sorry, but it will sting your pride, but it will save your life. So listen, just listen to me, please. Trying to do everything at once is not ambition. It is anxiety dressed up as productivity. It's all anxiety. It's not ambition. It looks like drive. You say, oh man, this person is driven because it's here, there. But it feels like drowning. It feels like drowning. And today I want to put one sentence in your spirit. Focus trumps ambition every time. Thanks, Millicent. Thanks, Melody Marie. Thank you guys for joining. Focus trumps ambition every time. So please put that in your spirit. Focus is wanting to get things done. Ambition is doing it. Ambition is building. Focus is, oh, I like to get this done. Oh, ambition is wanting to get something done, and focus is doing it. Focus is doing it. Hey, Yanis Legot, hi. Thanks for joining. See, your mind is like a phone with 50 tabs opened. One tab is for health, one tab is money, another tab is marriage, another tab is kids, another tab is fear you're running out of time, another tab is fear of being too late. Then you wonder why you can't sleep at night. You wonder why you can't sleep at night. Why are you trying? You wonder why you're irritated. You wonder why you keep starting and stopping. Because scattered people, people that are not focused, they don't fail from lack of talent. No, they fail from lack of focus. People that are scattered everywhere, talent is not their problem. Their problem is focus. Let me talk to the parent in the room. I'm a parent too. So I like my life is built around family, friends, work, and all that. So let me talk to the parent. You wake up early, you get the kids, you prepare their lunch, you get the drop off to work. See, you put them in school, then you rush to work. Then you have the pressure from work. Then you close from work. You go back home to fix dinner. Then you have to look at their homework. Then you have to clean. Then bedtime. So the whole day is occupied. And social media says you should also start a side hustle. That's what everybody tells you. Oh, start a side hustle. You need to make some money on the side. And also, social media says you should get in shape. Get to a gym. Get in shape. And they like build a brand. Social media say build a brand. And they also say you should try to fix everything. So you try to add another life on top of your already scattered life, and you start failing. It's not because you fail, not because you're weak. You fail because you're overloaded. You were never designed to upgrade every area of your life in the same month. No. You were never designed to upgrade every area of your life in the same day. No. That's for the parent in the house. What about the career person? You're busy, but you're not building anything. So you add more. You take a new course. You get a new book. You take a new routine. You get a new plan. And now you're drowning in self-improvement. Busy is not the same as becoming. Getting new courses, getting new plans, getting new routine is not the same as becoming. Focus is taking one move consistently, let's say for 90 days. I always use the 90-day block because in 90 days you should have learned a new skill if you do it consistently. That is what focus is. Instead of you jumping into different classes, trying to learn AI, trying to learn blockchain, trying to learn simulation, trying to learn everything at the same time, you might just end up not learning anything. Focus is saying, this is what I want to learn, and out of my busy schedule, I can give 30 minutes of my time to learning this thing every day. Then you start working on that subject. And I always say, use the 90-day block. For sure, by then you should have been able to create something. You should have mastered something. Now, let me take this out of theory and put it in real life. Because when I say try to do everything at once fails, I'm not talking about some motivational quote. I'm talking about real people, good people, who collapse under the weight of trying to be everything to everybody while also trying to build a future. And I think most of us fall under that umbrella. This one is for parents. But honestly, it's for everyone that carries too much, but parents, to be specific. I remember talking to a parent. The parent was very hardworking. He's got a good heart. The kind of persons you can't even be mad at because you can feel how much they care. They told me, Matt, I don't even know who I am anymore. And at first, I thought they meant emotionally, but they meant practically. They said, I wake up and it's the kids. Then it's work. Then it's the bills. Then it's dinner. Then it's homework. Then it's cleaning. Then it's bedtime. Then I'm so tired, I fall asleep with my phone in my hand, and the next day I do it again. Then they said something that hits me really hard. They said, I keep telling myself I'm gonna get my life together, but I don't know where to start. So I asked them a very simple question, which I asked myself when I found myself in that same circle. I asked them, what are you trying to fix? And they started listing it like a receipt. Oh, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm trying to start a business. I'm trying to start a side hustle. I'm trying to be more present. I'm trying to fix my marriage. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to find time for God. I'm trying to learn a new skill, Matt. I'm trying to stop feeling anxious every time. And I just sat there because I realized something. They weren't failing at all. They were trying to run 10 marathons at the same time. They were trying to run 10 different races at the same time with the same legs. It's not that they were failing, they were not failing. And when you're trying to do all that at the same time, you're not actually doing one. Then they told me what their day looked like, right? They wake up and they try to work out, but the kids need something. So they try to prepare a meal, but work ran late. So they tried to start the business, but the house needed cleaning. They tried to plan a date night, but the bills stressed them out. They tried to read a book, but their minds keep on racing. And then they look at themselves and say, see, I can't do anything. But the truth was, they could do something. They were just trying to do everything at the same time. And I said something to them that I want to say to you. Your life doesn't need more ambition. Your life needs a sequence. I said, pick one thing for 90 days, just one, and see it to the finish. But you know the answer I got? They said, but what about every other thing? What about all these other things? Then I said, everything else doesn't need to be fixed right now. It needs to be stabilized. You need stability. Everything else doesn't need to be fixed right now. And we choose their one thing, not 10 things. Together we choose one thing. We choose sleep and walking. Because if you can't sleep, your emotions are unstable. And if your body isn't moving, your stress stays trapped, and that becomes an health problem. So the plan was not heroic, it wasn't dramatic, no fancy program. Just this. For 90 days, walk 30 minutes a day, be in bed by a set time. And when you're sleeping, just go to sleep, keep the phone aside. And do not be guilty if you've not started the side hustle yet, if you've not started the business yet. No shame if you're still overweight. And weight doesn't even drop overnight, so no shame. What we're doing was building the foundation first. Building the foundation first. And here's what happened. 2 weeks later, they said something. They said, Matt, I feel like I can breathe again. Now, not because life got easier for them, but because their mind got quieter. Then 1 month later, they said, I'm not snapping at my kids as much. I'm not snapping anymore. Then after 2 months, they said, I have energy again. Then in 3 months, they said, I feel like I'm back. What changed? What changed? Just because they focus on one thing. And that's when it hit them that they didn't need more hustle. They needed one lane. One lane. They needed to focus on that lane. And like I always say, give yourself a 90-day window. Focus on one thing. See, focus gives you your life back. That's what focus does. So if you're listening to me right now, or if you're going to watch this later, and you're feeling overwhelmed, hear me, friend. You don't need to fix everything. If you have a book or you have a mentor that told you need to fix everything, that is a lie. You don't need to you don't need to start running after everything, trying to fix them. You are human. You need to choose one thing, one, from your list, from your laundry list, and do it consistently. Do it for 90 days. See, because focus doesn't just build result, it builds peace. It builds peace. So stay on one lane. What about creators and builders? Let me talk to a creator in the house. If there's a creator or builder, you've got 3 ideas, you've got 2 names, you've got 4 plans, and you keep restarting. But restarting is not progress. Restarting is comfort. Because you never have to face the boring middle, right? That middle spot that is boring. Focus says stay long enough for compounding to work. Stay long enough. Don't jump from idea to idea. Don't start digging shallow holes, expecting water to come out of all of them. Stay long enough for compounding to work. What about relationship? See, couples try to fix everything at once and wonder why they are getting back at fighting each other. Focus says for 90 days, we fix one thing. Let's take how we speak to each other, how we respect each other as couples. Let's fix that, only that. What about money goals? A lot of us have money challenges. See, money goals competing with each other leads to no progress. You have to buy this, you have to buy that, you have to fix the house, you have to change your car. You have so many goals. All these competing with each other gives you no progress. So instead of all that, do one thing. Stay on one lane. One lane, friends, one lane. Debt, it could be debt. It could be savings or income. Pick one. Either I want to get out of debt, or I want to be saving more, or I want to increase my income. Pick one money goal instead of picking all of them. Some books tell you to pick all of them. Some people say to pick all of them. They don't work. You are not at the point of picking many money goals. Pick one. Pick one. Is it savings? Is it more savings? Or is it learning how to save? Or you're already in debt, you're thinking of how to come out of debt? Or you're trying to you're trying to increase your income. Pick one and focus on it for 90 days. Now, let me go a little bit deeper here. See, because the second place people destroy their focus is the workplace. The second place a lot of people destroy their focus is not in a home. We talk about the home focus, which is the first one. The second one is the workplace. And it's not always about their boss being evil. No, it's because they're trying to be everything to everybody at the same time. You have only 8 hours in the work day, but you're trying to use that 8 hours to be everything to everybody at the same time. You lack focus. And when you do that long enough, you don't just get tired. You start losing yourself. Your productivity declines. And you're like, hey, man, I don't know how come I can't produce. It's simple. You lack focus. I knew someone very smart, very dependable. Is the one everybody trusted in the workplace. The kind of employee never says no. The kind of person who fixes problems before people even knew there was a problem. And at first, that sounded like excellence, right? It sounded great. Every boss wants that person. But let me show you the shadow side of it. They were in a role where every time something went wrong, their name got called. Because they were the safe person. They were called the cleaner. So what happened? Their job slowly stopped. It stopped being their job. The reason why they were employed, they missed it. Their job became everybody's job. Anyone that has a problem, anyone that has a mistake, anyone that needs to fix something, he was called and he doesn't say no. And they started living like this. If they didn't answer the email right away, they feel guilty. If they didn't take the extra meeting, they feel selfish. If they didn't solve the problem, they feel like they were failing. And that's the part that broke them. They were working late nights, not because work required it, but because their boundaries were not set. So they were going home, they were taking work from the office to their house. Their home became an extension of the office simply because their boundaries were not set. Then one day they got overworked. They were not fired. They were not attacked. They were just overlooked. Hey, Kiara, shout out to you. They were just overlooked. See, a major opportunity came up, promotion opportunity, a visible opportunity, a bigger role. They didn't even get chosen. They didn't even get chosen. And they were kind of confused. Why? They said, I'm the one who does everything right. I'm the one everybody runs to. And then a mentor told them something very harsh but truth. You do everything, but you own nothing. That is a very unfocused person. See, let that sit in your mind today. Let that sit in your mind. You do everything, but you own nothing. Meaning you are involved in everything, but you are not known for one clear thing. You are useful everywhere, but exceptional nowhere. Everybody needs to solve a problem, you're the one to call. But what is your own role? That hit them like a punch to the chest. They stepped backward and they said, wow, what is my one lane? Not what can I help people with, not what can I cover, not what can I rescue. What is my lane? And they chose a lane, they chose a domain, they chose a specialty, an ownership area. And here's the scary part. They started saying no. They started replying like, I can't take this week. Or they said things like, this is not my scope. Or they said things like, I can support, but I can't own it. Or they said things like, let's prioritize, which of them is most important right now? See, at first people didn't like it because when you change your boundaries, when you start setting boundaries, you expose who was benefiting from your lack of boundaries. But they stayed consistent. And you know what happened? Their stress dropped. Their clarity increased. Their work quality improved. And eventually, when the next opportunity came, they were chosen. See, because now people can describe them in one sentence. That's power. That's power. If in your workplace people can say, oh, if you need to solve this, go to this person. That is power. That is focus. That's what focus does in the workplace. Focus turns you from a helper into a builder. And builders get remembered, not helpers. See, if you've been trying to be everything to everybody, hear me, friends. You can't be everywhere and become great anywhere. No. Pick one thing for 90 days. Write your not now list. Make a small daily promise. Protect it. Because see, distraction don't just steal your time, they steal your destiny. Now let's go to the third story. Because some of you aren't scattered in your goals. You have your goals very well defined. You're scattered in your home. And you're trying to fix everything at once. Communication, money, intimacy, parenting, trust, resentment, time. And the pressure of trying to fix it all is making it worse. So let me give you a real story on how focus can save a relationship. I remember a couple, good people, great people, not toxic, not evil, just tired. The kind of tired that makes you speak sharp without meaning to. They weren't fighting because they hated each other. They were fighting because life was heavy and nothing had space for them to breathe. Kids, work, bills, expectation, exhaustion, and they keep having the same argument. Not even about big things, about small things. The tone, the timing, the words, respect. And one day it reached a point where one of them said, I feel like we're losing us. And the other person said, I'm trying to fix everything. And that's when it became clear. They were trying to fix communication. They were trying to fix finances. They were trying to fix intimacy. They were trying to fix chores. They were trying to fix parenting style, trying to fix friendship boundaries, trying to fix time together, trying to fix mental health. And because you couldn't fix everything in 1 month, they felt like nothing was working because nothing was working. So what happened? Resentment grew. They started living on the edge. They snap at each other not out of will, but they just snap at each other. They did one thing. They chose focus for 90 days. They didn't choose to fix the whole marriage. They chose one focus. What is it? How we speak to each other. How we respect each other. Jordan, you say I should say your name. Your name is Jordan. How you doing, sir? One focus. How we speak to each other. So for 30 days, they said no yelling at each other, no insults, no sarcasm, no talking over each other. And if someone felt triggered, they call a pause. And at first, it was awkward because when your habits are toxic, peace feels unfamiliar. But they stayed with it. They stayed because they wanted to make changes. Week 1, less explosion. Week 2, more calm. Week 3, they started laughing again. Week 4, they felt safe in each other's company again. And once safety returned, everything else became possible. See, because you can't fix intimacy when you don't feel safe. You can't fix money when you don't feel respected. You can't fix parenting when you're always irritated. So the one focus, how they spoke to each other, became the root fix. Friends, that is focus. That is what focus will do for you. Focus doesn't just build goals. Some of you are great at goals. Focus can rebuild a home. Focus can rebuild that relationship. So today, guess what I want from you? That one thing that will help you rebuild other parts of your life. That one thing, not 3 things, not 2 things, not 10 things. Out of all the things that are requesting your attention, your time, what is that one thing that you focus on? And like I do say, give it 90 days. And please don't give up. Because when you start, it looks like impossible, but don't give up. Respect timing, because you don't need to do everything. You need to do the right thing consistently. Focus, friends, it trumps ambition every time. It trumps ambition every time. Thank you so much, friends, for your time. This is the time I have for the afternoon. I'll be doing another live at night, which is the usual live. Kindly hit the subscribe button if you've not done that so that you know when we go live. And please let us know what you think. Watch our videos. Do say your comment. And like I always say, nobody knows everything, right? Matt doesn't have answers. I don't have a magic wand that have answers. But what we can do, we can all grow together. We can all learn together and grow. Thank you so much, friends. I got to jump into a meeting right now, but we'll talk later in the evening. Remember, focus trumps ambition every time. Pick one thing today out of the many things in your life. Pick one thing today. Stay with it for 90 days. If you can, stay with it for 90 days and come back and tell me the result. You'll be shocked at what you get. Thank you so much, guys. This is Matt Miller saying, remain focused. Bye for now.